the Welcome to Paradise was on Kerplunk, right? Mm-hmm. Did Reprise know what it was when they set you up?
Yeah, they kind of figured it out when we ended up selling out the Whiskey A Go-Go. Then they were, you know, and then, you know, we ended up playing in this place called City Gardens out here, you know, in New Jersey. And then, yeah.
Somebody was there.
And then, you know, and they were like, you guys, you know, sold out a venue that size? And we're like, yeah. And they're like, well, how'd you do that? We're like, well, I don't know. We've been touring. We just toured and booked our own shows, booked our own tours constantly.
Yeah.
So.
Did you all live together and live in the van and like?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we lived in a van, and then, you know, whatever. We kind of went from lived in different warehouses and different houses, you know, all the time, and back in the East Bay. Did
you want to kill each other eventually? I mean, or were you like a gang?
I think we still want to kill each other sometimes. But yeah, you know, it's been yeah, sure. I mean, there was, you know, I don't know. For us, it was, I don't know. It was kind of, it was what we knew how to do, and we were playing music, and you know, we didn't want to have like just you know, a job working at Kinko's or something like that. So we just, you know, stuck with the band, and, you know, we started making, you know, I mean, our rent was nothing. We were like $50 a month a piece, you know. So we would end up just, you know, we would play a show, and, you know, we'd end up paying our rent, and then, you know, the rest was spent on top ramen, you know.
The ramen years.
Yeah.
Green Day, the ramen years.
Yeah.
When you said that Hollywood Palladium show was frightening, I mean, did it teach you something playing for, I mean, it must be a big leap to go from a club stage where you can see everybody, you can't even see everybody here, mm-hmm. To, you know, the Hollywood Palladium, where you may be able to see the mayhem in the front rows, but that's about it. I mean, it must change the way you have to perform. Yeah,
I mean, you definitely, you know, it was kind of like, you know, how do you try to communicate the same way in front of 200 people as you would in front of thousands of people, you know? And so it was about reaching the people in the back, you know, all the time. So I don't know. For me, like, personally, I was just like, well, you know, I just have to become a bigger ass than I already am, you know? So I just end up, you know, which, I don't know, I think somewhere around, I can't remember, but I just ended up being like, you know, I guess I got to really project a lot more, you know, give to the people in the back, you know, yeah. Yeah.
And it works.
Yeah. So.
You also did a few notorious stage, a lot of people have seen you naked.
To their misfortune.
Well, it got attention. I mean, it worked. People remember that gig.
Well, yeah. I mean, we played this show at Madison Square Garden in, you know, '94, and I was like, I don't know when I'm ever going to play this place again. I have no idea, but tonight's the night. Taking it off. You know, it's like, so just standing there naked on the stage in Madison Square Garden just was like, this is the most absurd thing I could possibly imagine, you know. So it's great, you know. It's liberating. You know. And plus, I think we're playing with Bon Jovi, too, so which was even better.
You opened with Bon Jovi?
It was one of those radio shows, and it was one of, you know, everybody, it was funny because it was us, Hole, Weezer, and it was sort of, and Sheryl Crow, and then, and so we were like, they said all these, like, and then they said, oh, Bon Jovi's going to get on the bill. So all of us we were like, well, we don't want to play the show anymore. And so we ended up, but we all ended up kind of, Hole's management called our management, and Weezer's management called, and then, you know, we all, okay, we all agree that we're going to play, then we'll play. I said, okay, but I got one more thing. You have to put Pansy Division on the bill. So. which was great. You know, it's like, you know, them singing "I Want to Be Your Christmas Present" in front of, you know, in a Madison Square Garden. I was like, great, I'll get naked too.
Good for you. I didn't realize that you were responsible for Pansy Division getting their chance at Madison Square Garden.
Well, they had been on tour with us the whole time, so, you know, we were, I don't know, it was just, I don't know, it was a great tour. It was.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Do you remember the first time you heard your song coming out of a radio?
Yeah. I was driving, and I was with a friend, and we had the radio on, and they would, the radio station there, Live 105, they would do a sort of a battle of the songs. Like, so there was some song and then some weird, like, you know, like techno song, you know, and then, you know, so, and then it came on and we kind of started laughing. It just looked, I don't know, it just sounded, you know, it was kind of funny. Yeah, I was like, oh man, we're actually getting played on the radio. And then, and so then have people call in and they would call in and they would, you know, you would vote on the song. And then one person, I like that song by that band, Green Day, and then the next person would go, then the DJ was kind of like, what did you think of the songs? And they were like, well, I like the second one. He's like, oh, you didn't like the Green Day one? And she's like, no, I didn't like that one at all, you know. So, but I don't know, we ended up winning.
Battle of the bands.
Wow.
You didn't drive off the road at that point or anything?
No, no, no. I think I got a 40 and just kind of did my own little celebration.
Were you always, I mean, one thing that also made Green Day last is that everybody in the band is a real musician. I mean, you know, Trey's an astounding drummer.
Oh yeah, he is. He's great.
I mean, punk always has this myth of do it yourself, but...
And he plays those drums all by himself.
I'm convinced he's got an extra arm or a leg in there, a tail or something. But it was always, you know, anybody can do this, and you know, Green Day brings some musicianship to it. I mean, were you always like toning things up, crafting things? I mean, how rigorous was the process? You know.
Well, I think that you know, I don't know. I mean, we always looked at the best musicians. You know, as far as I think punk rock's got some of the best musicians that are out there. You know, I mean, there's this guy.
Johnny Ramone.
Yeah, Johnny Ramone. I mean, there's a guy you know, the guys in NOFX, amazing players, amazing. You know, like El Jefe. No matter how much he jokes around, is an amazing guitar player. You know. And, you know, and you know, the drummer from RKL, Bomber, was an insane drummer, you know. Like, I don't know, was our favorite, it was our favorite music, you know, like, you know, I'll tell you, man, some of these cats that, like, will play, to try to play, you know, there'd be these virtuosos playing all this, like, complicated stuff, try to get them to play fast, and those guys get there, it's like, you're out of shape, buddy.
No,
But I think, but Trey is just, you know, he's a, you know, genius drummer. Like the first time I ever saw him when he was in a band, The Lookouts, like he's, you know, and I think it was about trying to you know, and Mike is like the best bass player out there, you know, so you know, for us it was just, how did we just take all of the, you know, abilities and equally what we do and just kind of, you know, make it come into one thing and, you know, still maintain that energy and, you know, something that's pushes, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Do you reject a lot of songs?
Do
you throw out a lot of songs?
I wouldn't necessarily say that. Like, I think that there's always songs that will always come back to you in a certain way. You know, because I wrote Time of Your Life back when we were doing Dookie, and I never, you know, and I had I've always had acoustic stuff, so that song was, you know, which didn't come out until, you know, the record Nimrod. Yeah.
Well, were you worried about being too soft? I mean, you had acoustic songs before that.
Yeah, there's a song called The Words I Might Have Ate that's on, that was on Kerplunk, you know, which is acoustic.
Yeah.
But I don't know, we've always been kind of softies, you know. We never